Hi team, welcome to your 21 days of Pilates with Janet. Today is day 12. We're going to be focusing on your glutes and legs today as the workout. So as always, no equipment required, just a bit of space. We're going to start on the ground with your right side all the way down, using your right arm as the pillow. We're going to start to burn that glute. So hands onto the hips or just in front of you, hips stacked. Lift the leg and extend, drop and bend. So just the top leg moving upwards just above the hip and kicking out on the diagonal. Toes are flexed in towards the shins for me. Don't go too high because that counts as a stretch. This is trying to isolate with control, and your top of the glute there will get uncomfortable over time. Anytime you need to have a little bit of rest, you can, of course, but this one is about endurance there of the glutes and building up that muscle and resilience there. Good, give a little tap if you need to. 10 seconds rest. That top leg is extended now. Toes can still be flexed or it can be pointed, and then I'm going to lift it up, down, forward and back. When that leg comes forward and swings back, that's when I see a lot of people swinging through their torso. You got to breathe out and hold the belly button in as that leg is doing that kick forward. So always around the belly button area, if you want to give it a little tap, make sure that area is nice and firm for me, not relaxed, because you want your torso to not move around. If you look like you're dancing in a disco at the upper body while you're swinging your legs, then that is not quite there yet. So think about like a duck. At the bottom, it's working very hard, but the top is looking very relaxed and holding its posture. That's what you want to do with your torso, which all comes through with the core stamina. All right, give a little tap if you need to. We're drawing some rainbows. Toes are pointed now from the front of the mat to the back of the mat is where we're going to go. Swing up. Doesn't have to be a very wide rainbow, but it does have to have a little arch in the middle. So in the center, that's when you go a little bit higher and then drop down, high and then drop down. Toes are ever pointed slightly. Again, if you get calf cramps like I've mentioned in other videos, you don't have to have the toes pointed. You can have the toes flexed. I do find that it does happen a bit more when you start to point the toes because you're trying to elongate our muscles, especially these calves. They may not like it. Sometimes it could be that you're a little bit dehydrated. Sometimes it could be because you need a little bit more magnesium in your life. Good. Hopefully that glute is getting a little bit of a burn through. And tapping it out. All right, we're going to go on to the backs. Hopefully that leg has a little bit of burn. We're just going to open up that top knee quickly. And then we're going to go into bridge and then step 1 foot forward and back, alternating the toe taps, keeping your hips nice and steady. So you're not rocking the body side to side as your legs are moving. You're trying to keep that body in the center, nice and firm and lifted. So as I've said in other videos, your hip is in a diagonal line to the knees. Make a fist, pop it underneath your back. If your bum is touching the hands or your lower back is touching the hand, then you're a bit too low. So try to see if you can squeeze through the bum, pull in the belly and push the hips up a little bit higher. Like a heel toe motion through the legs here. Good. All right, have a little moment. We're going to stay up in the pulse positioning. Arms come up in the air. Hold your bridge. Come up on your tippy toes if you can, my level 2s. And we're just going to drop the hips a little bit and squeeze the bum a little bit higher. If you find that lifting up on your tippy toes gives you cramps again into the calves, or you find that it's not stable in the hips anymore and you keep rocking, just drop the heels down. Right, keeping on your tippy toes is a little bit harder, but it gives you a bit more height, so it gives you a little bit more range to push up and down. Good. Keep that pulsing up there. Keep squeezing it through. Arms can always return back to the ground if you need a little bit of a stabilizer. But try not to drop the hips until we hit the end, which we're nearly there. All right, release it. Let's go to the other side. We're going to repeat that glute burn right on the left side. Bottom arm is your pillow. Stuck your hips, tummy muscles in. Top leg lift and kick on the diagonal. Lift, exhale, push. So you're exhaling to empty out the diaphragm, the lungs, and help your belly stay strong as you're kicking the leg outwards, away from the body, is when we tend to rock. Just keep kicking that heel away from your body, but not too high with the legs. Remember, we stay on the diagonal, so the leg is above the hip line, but not all the way to the roof. Nice. Give it a little tap tap if you need to. All right, we're going to start to go into your L shapes with the legs. Top leg extended at hip level. We're going to go up, down, forward, back. Strong holds when the leg is kicking forward and swinging back. That's when you are tipping the body and moving it around a bit too much. Even though you're lying down, your core is always activated in Pilates. That's how we get efficient workout in that center area. Great, give a little tap tap in that top hip. All right, we're coming into those rainbows. Toes pointed to the front, lift up in the middle, coming forward and back. So with the back, if you don't drop the toes all the way down, as my foot doesn't really touch the floor, that is totally fine. You don't have to increase that range to actually touch the floor. Sometimes I feel like it's too tempting to keep that leg stable if you don't move up and down. Great work. Take only 30 seconds to go with that rainbow it out. Hopefully you enjoy that little bit of release through that glute there. Once we stop moving, that is. Not now. Still going. Get that activation of the bum. Great. All right, have a little release. Top leg crosses over if you want to. Have a little release there. All right, last bit. We are standing up, going into your squats. Standing squats, drop and lift. Because your body is already warm, I expect a little bit more depth. So your elbows are pointing down. Your elbows are almost touching to the top of the thighs. That's how low you want to see if you can get there. Unless your legs are a bit tired today, maybe from other things that you have done, you may not have the range, or maybe your mobility of the knees are not quite there. That is totally fine. But try to go as low as you can. Weight is in the heels, bum is pressing back like you're sitting down on a dining room chair or sitting down on your bed. Dropping low and lift. Oh, I believe there's only one more exercise after this, and then I'll give you a quick stretch. Drop and lift. Good. All right, have a little bit of moment. Last bit. All right, we're doing heel lifts. We're staying down on the squat. We did this in week 1. This is your week 2. Just loading it up. Once you've already worked the legs, alternating heels up and down. Stay low. Your bum should be in line with the bend of the knees if you can. A little bit lower to this week if you want. So last week, maybe you did this move and you were slightly a bit higher. See if you can drop your height of the glutes a little bit lower there, because it just activates your quad muscles and works those muscles in the legs. A lot of muscles in the legs. The more muscles you have, the more calories you burn. So why not utilize the big muscle burn there? Amazing. Good job on the legs and glutes today, team. Take the legs a little bit wider and fold it forward. Hands can be on the thighs. Hands can be on the ground depending on your mobility. And then lean to the right. Give a little stretch in your thighs. And then lean to the left. Just make sure you're symmetrical. Heel toe the feet a little bit closer. Maybe hang on to something if you've got the balance wobbles, but right leg comes up into your quad stretch, and then you do the same with your left. These are quite quick stretches. Feel free to take a little bit longer for me if you want to. And then I'm just going to cross the right leg over that left thigh and push my chest forward just for my hips and glutes to open out a little. And then swap. You can also do this standing up, but you do have to use a little bit of balance by crossing the leg over. So I find it easier just to sit down. Makes it a little bit nicer. Legs extend and reaching down towards the foot. If you can't reach the toes, don't worry, not that important. And you are done today. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.